Inspire members. I'm Mark Lingenfelter, president of Inspire, the Charis Pastors Network, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to share with you some exciting things happening with our organization. First of all, I want to say how proud I am to be part of a fellowship that has done such an incredible job caring for one another and helping each other during a really difficult time in history. Resources were shared, connections were made, and prayers were offered together through online platforms and phone calls, and not just on a national level, but on a local district level as well. I really think our pastors lived out the slogan, "We are one." One quick yet important announcement that you should know about. Please watch your email inbox. The 2020 ballot for our officers will be arriving along with all the normal financial information that we would typically hand out at our meal at the Access Conference. You'll also want to check out our website, inspirepastors.org. We have uploaded the second half of the Charis Beliefs articles that can be used for ordination training or even small groups in your church. The first 10 videos that accompany our Charis Beliefs articles, they have been recorded and they were in the process of being finalized when COVID shut everything down. Now we do want to thank Grace Seminary and Randy Smith from GCBI for their cooperation in producing these videos. And they should be available very soon. We think they are going to be a great tool in training men for ordination or even people in your local church. One more thing that we are really excited about is our lifetime membership. If you are 70 years of age or older and you've been a member of Inspire for at least 10 years, then you qualify for our lifetime membership. We want to honor men who have dedicated their lives to serve the local church by allowing a continued membership without paying annual dues. If you qualify and would allow us to honor you in this way, you will find the request form on our website under the membership tab. Of course, if you want to continue to invest in the lives and ministries of other men through the Inspire Network, you can continue to make donations as often as you would like, also through our website. Now here's Matt Wheelock, our Director of Regional Shepherds, who will present this year's Honor Coin recipients.
2020 marks the third year of Inspire recognizing different pastors in our fellowship for being a faithful equipper, faithful servant, and faithful encourager, and doing so by giving them an honor coin. We not only have honored men at our national conference, but have honored many of our pastors in other venues like focus retreats and ministeriums. We serve with an incredible group of pastors in our fellowship and want to continue a tradition of honoring pastors who continue to serve faithfully. I have asked a few men around the fellowship to help me out this year, so I'd like to kick it over to Greg Serafino as he helps to honor a faithful servant.
Thanks, Matt. This year's Faithful Servant Honor Coin from Inspire, the Charis Pastors Network, goes to Pastor David Knight, who actually is currently serving here at Osceola Grace Church and has served here for the last 14 years as the children's pastor and as our care pastor. In 1972, Pastor Dave began his full-time Christian ministry career, serving with the Chinese Overseas Christian Mission in Washington, D.C. He felt a call into ministry then, and it prepared him for ministry with young people at Washington Bible College. After he left there, he served as the senior high school Bible teacher at Camp Springs Christian School from September 1976 through June of 1985. And in the fall of '89, Pastor Dave became the youth pastor at the Temple Hills Church, which later became the Clinton Grace Brethren Church. He served as the youth coordinator there for the Chesapeake District from 1990 to 1996, and he also served as the children's pastor and the elementary school chaplain and was an active member of CE National's Children's Cabinet until leaving in 2006 to come here to Osceola Grace in Indiana. As I said, he's been serving here for 14 years as a children's pastor and as a care pastor, and overall he's served 31 years in the Charis Fellowship. His ministry from beginning to end has been 48 years of being a faithful servant to the cause of Jesus Christ. And for that, Pastor Dave, we want to give you this coin and want to be able to thank you for your service and just let you know we love you and we appreciate you dearly.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Charis Pastors Fellowship, for this honor. I'd greatly appreciate it.
Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you, Dave, for being a faithful servant. Our next honor coin for being faithful equippers will be presented by Nathan Bryant.
Well, thanks, Matt. I'm very honored to be the one to present today for Inspire Pastors Network, the Equipper Honor Coin. These are quite interesting coins that they have developed for tokens of appreciation and gratitude for different pastors in the fellowship, and I think we'll be interested to find out who receives that recipient award today. I'm actually giving two out today, not just one. I'm giving 2 coins, and they are going to Bartley Sawatsky and Mitch Van Rassel. Yeah.
Congratulations.
They didn't know this was happening, so this is a lot of fun. Bartley was part of our original team here coming to Canada 23 years ago. He's the founding pastor of Grace Community Church, which is now Renew Church, which is a multi-campus church that's in the northwest side of Toronto, and it's been quite exciting to see all the things that they've been doing over the years. Bartley also has served on many boards in our fellowship. He was the executive director for 3 years in our fellowship, and actually was part of really moving our fellowship forward in a lot of cool and neat initiatives that represent what we are today as the Charis Fellowship of Churches. Mitch Van Rassel was part of one of the church plants that we had here at Renew Church, which was then called Real Life Church, which now has become one of the campuses of Renew. And Mitch came to know and follow Jesus through that outreach and engagement with the church, became part of the leadership team of the church, and then an elder, came on the GFC, Grace Fellowship Canada Board, served there for many years, which oversees the management and encouragement of the Canadian churches. And Mitch came on staff at Renew Church several years ago as the executive pastor. So Pastor Bartley and Pastor Mitch worked together and have for several years. And over the past 3 years, they've been trying to think about a way to do more training. How do we do more Bible training, especially with young people, but with other people in the church? How do we develop something that would make that happen? And through a series of different things that they were exploring as a leadership team from Renew Church, they decided they wanted to try to do some more formalized theological training. They looked at many different types of services or different types of programs that are out there, tried to build partnerships with different schools, and they landed on making a relationship with Pastor Randy Smith with Great Commission Bible Institute, which is in Florida, in Sebring, Florida. And Pastor Randy told them, listen, I'm happy to give you anything you want. How can we help you succeed at doing training for young people and other people here at the church? And so they brought up the team from GCBI, and they started to talk about what they could do and how that partnership should work. The great staff at Renew started to work on how they can make that come together. They put together a plan. They went and found a house, which wasn't easy. They found a team of people who would be part of helping them facilitate that, including with that were house parents, which were Bartley's daughter Maggie and her new husband. And they put together a whole program and ran GCBI North, Great Commission Bible Institute North, last year, their inaugural year, their first year. You guys had 12 students? 11 students, and that was just an incredible year. And so on behalf of Inspire Pastors Network, I am pleased to present to both of you these 2 coins as tokens of appreciation and to celebrate your success at creating a way to equip and develop leaders for the future. So Pastor Bartley and Pastor Mitch, why don't you come up, and I'll give you these. I want you guys to respond to that.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Whenever we get together with Nathan, we never know what trouble we're in. So
what a lovely surprise.
This is pretty cool. I would just say, first of all, that I get a lot of credit for things that I really don't deserve much credit for. This was something that you and I dreamed of a long time ago, and the way that it all came together, I mean, we made connections with Randy. Randy offered this, video curriculum to us, and so that was a total gift. Mitch has worked harder than anybody on this project, and our whole staff, I want to give a shout out to our whole staff.
Absolutely.
Have really worked hard to make this possible. So everybody's contributing to this. Everyone's giving, extra time and effort to it, and I'm just one of those people. So Mitch, on the other hand, I would say really has given a lot of extra time and energy, so I'll kind of let you say a few words, Mitch.
Well, thank you, first of all, for saying that. And I would want to include Devin Devin Fox in this conversation, because Devin basically was the conduit between us and Randy for a lot of it, and he basically said, whatever you guys need, we just want to make disciples. And that's Randy. Of course, he got that from Randy, but he has supported us so much every step of the way, and that made a big difference. And then, of course, you gave some credit to Maggie and Kevin, our residence directors, who were a huge part of our success in the first year. For sure, they did a great job of training these students outside of the classroom, and that's a big part of the GCBI experience, for sure.
Well, the Inspire Pastors Network was aware that the whole Renew team and a lot of people were involved in making it come together, but they wanted to especially recognize you, Bartley, for your leadership and your faith. This was not a let's try something new kind of idea with no risk. It was tremendous amounts of risk, lots of faith involved, and they wanted to recognize you, Pastor Mitch, for your tenacity and hard work to make it come together, and just really appreciate your initiative to push into equipping leaders for the future.
Well, we appreciate it a lot.
Yeah,
I also want to give a
lot,
shout
for
out
sure.
to Shannon O'Brien, because she was the one that does all of the correcting for everyone down at GCBI in Florida, and she offered to do that for us as well. So even I can't even take credit for that as the academic director. I still have Shannon doing all of the corrections for us here at GCBI North. So honestly, it's been a team thing, not just for our staff here at Renew, but it's really been a fellowship effort. And the way that they've helped us has been amazing.
That's incredible. Well, thank you guys both. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Continue.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there
It's a really nice
chocolate in
surprise.
this?
I don't know. This is where we bite it to see if it's real.
Thanks, Nathan. And thanks to both Bartley and Mitch for being faithful in heeding the call to equip the next generation of leaders. Our last honor coin for being a faithful encourager will be presented by Greg Howell.
Thank you, Matt. I am privileged to announce Pastor Charles H. Winter as this year's recipient of the Faithful Encourager coin. Pastor Chuck is the seniors pastor at the Sunnyside Grace Brethren Church. Prior to that, he pastored the Hera Grace Brethren Church twice for a total of 25 years. One very important distinction about the Hera Grace Brethren Church is that over the years they have produced more than 60, that's 60, full-time Christian workers. That's pastors, missionaries, JARS pilots, Christian school teachers, college and seminary professors. Quite a legacy for a church that never had an attendance of over about 100. And Pastor Chuck was a part of that. Pastor Nathan Zakahi, Pastor Chuck's senior pastor, has written about Chuck as an encourager. Let me read that to you. The term faithful encourager fits Pastor Chuck Winter very well. His faithfulness has extended through several decades, some 45 years of pastoral ministry, 25 at Hera GBC and the last 20 at Sunnyside GBC. Even when not working in full-time ministry as a pastor, he exhibits the same faithfulness in serving others. We saw this in the 4 years he worked in Sunnyside before joining the pastoral staff, and thus we know that he would be a faithful encourager whether in or out of official pastoral work. His gentle, meek, and joyful spirit has been greatly used by God among our church family. His writing of notes and cards has been especially helpful in caring for our church. His wisdom and consistent, even-tempered demeanor have been an encouragement to our office and pastoral staff. He perseveres through a personal medical issue with his larynx that does not allow him to speak with volume or to carry lengthy conversations. Yet despite this limitation, he continues to serve and leads our prayer time in the chapel on Sundays. He is just a valuable resource of knowledge, wisdom, and is a model of encouragement. I count on Pastor Chuck for good, wise counsel and for personal encouragement as well. He is a great asset to our church, and we praise God for him. Blessings in Christ, Pastor Nathan Zakahi. Now back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you, Chuck, for being such an encourager to so many. These honor coins are just one thing we like to do to help encourage and equip our fellowship pastors. Our regional shepherds are such an encouragement to me, and so many as they serve around our nation, being on call pretty much 24/7, 365 for each one of our members. Our plan is to continue offering low-cost, continued education trips to both Israel and Italy, so be looking for that information in our monthly newsletter. And I don't know about you, but I sure hope we get to see each other soon at focus retreats. And we'll continue to offer discounts for our members as well. And I end with a special thanks to both Tom Avey and Phil Sparling for all that they have done to help each one of our churches and pastors navigate through these unprecedented times. God bless.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to celebrate what God is doing throughout our fellowship and in the lives of our Inspire members. I hope to see you at the Focus Retreats this year, and I trust God will bless you greatly in the days ahead.